All right, so uh, I think it's we can start the webinar now. All right, so hello everyone. So good morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone around the world who have joined for this uh, webinar today. Welcome to the webinar series of the art of managing Salesforce file storage. This is one of the new initiatives that we have started in terms of file storage, and this is the webinar where we are going to initially talk about the file storage, and then in the next level of webinar we're going to discuss more on how different storages is helping customers to resolve their file storage challenges. So before we get started, a few housekeeping activities. If you have any questions, please post in the chat and our expert would try to answer most of the questions at the end of the session. This webinar is short and sweet, wherein we will be spending around 20 minutes on this topic and have the last couple of minutes for the Q&A. Just a quick round of introduction. My name is Harish Kumar. I'm the co-founder and chief architect of Xfiles Pro. With me is Rachna Natraj, who is the customer success manager.
Hello, Harish. Hi, everybody.
And also we have Nanda, who is the chief technology officer, with me for this webinar. Thanks for your time, guys. So all right, excellent. So let's get started. So we're going to highly talk about the learning objectives today. So we'll be briefing about our company information, followed by the overview of Salesforce file storages and the current challenges what it has, and then we'll also be discussing some customer specific stories, what was their challenges and how it was addressed. Every product of us has been inspired by our valuable customers, and we have built this solution tailoring around those challenges. So that's the customer use cases we always love to know and also talk about it, so that not only we get inputs from the existing customers, but also from the new customers that who wanted to know more, or the challenges which they face on the file storage. Then we're going to talk about the entire Xfiles Pro, what the solution itself does, and what are the key features involved in it, and finally we'll be open for the Q&A. All right, so let's start with the company overview. The company is a 10-year-old company focusing on Salesforce practice, and we have been into two areas. One is as a consulting partner, and one is as an app exchange partner. As a consulting partner, we have been doing the projects from last 10 years. We executed more than 200 plus successful projects. 80 to 90% people are certified, Salesforce certified resources. We work on Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Community Cloud, any of the Salesforce related solutions. We also have expertise on building integrations, migrations, and heavily using the Force.com platform for our customer needs. This is on the consulting side. On the App Exchange partner, we have been pioneer in doing a lot of new things. The product Encryptic, which is an encryption solution, that was the first native solution that we built in Salesforce platform, and this was something way before Shield was introduced by Salesforce. And then we have also have some solutions which are specifically for data storage, and this has been predominantly using big object, and that is also the only solution as a native solution available in the App Exchange using big object for data storage. And whether it's a data archiver, data connectiver, data backup, all relates to the data as such. And but today we are going to talk specifically on file storage, and file storage has also been a key challenge within the Salesforce customers, and that is where Xfiles Pro as a product is going to challenge or mitigate those kind of challenges. So going forward, let's talk about the uh, file storage challenges, or the Salesforce file storage. So if you see the Salesforce file storage as a holistically, if you understand it as areas where predominantly we use attachments, whether it's a custom object, standard object. Attachment is the primary storage where customers use it more often, and then we also have files where customers put all those attachments in those files. There's a CRM content as well which has been used, and as a collaboration platform we also have chatter files where once you're doing chatter, we are able to send the code, we are able to review it as a collaboration tool. So customers use more chatter attachments, files, and also there is another things called documents and knowledge articles, site, a lot of things which gives us an ecosystem for Salesforce to use the files. But having said that, apart from the performance edition and the enterprise edition, there are limitation on the storage allocation on the files, right? Even though performance editions has considerable good amount of storage that is provided by Salesforce, but when you're extensively using it and more into, if you're being using Salesforce for quite a long while, you'll see that this particular file storage is increasing day by day, and that's where customers end up into challenge how to address this, file storage cost. What are the things that they can do, right? The one thing they can do is they add new additional storage from Salesforce, which sometimes will be a pinch on the budget as well. Then they talk about customers moving certain old files or the cases that has been there, just take those files and put it into a separate external system. But the challenge is tough as well. It needs an integration. How are you going to collaborate with these files later stage of time if they want it? The accessibility becomes the key part of it at any point of time. So it's not about those moving or just picking certain files and moving it. It's a challenge in terms of just bringing all the files from the Salesforce to a specific system and able to use it to in a better way back in the Salesforce. So this merging between those systems, how effectively it can happen, and that's where the challenges we are talking about. And to address this, the key challenges is where we are talking about the product X Files Pro. And I'm going to hand over to Rachna, who is going to speak about X Files Pro, how it has been addressing customer challenges, how it is in place in the Salesforce ecosystem. So over to you, Rachna.
Thank you very much, Harish. That was a wonderful overview of Septis and the Salesforce file storage. I would like to take this from what Harish said. So when your org exceeded with the Salesforce file storage, that's when X-Files will come into picture. So X-Files Pro acts like the connector between the Salesforce and to any other cloud storages and also on the on-premise storage providers. So when I said cloud storages, X-Files Pro supports for AWS, Google Drive, OneDrive, and Dropbox. And coming to the on-premises, we support for FTP, file, and SMB. So any files uploaded through standard or a custom objects, seamlessly it gets integrated with the external system. It also supports in a classic and a lightning view. We are also making this easier by supporting it in a mobile application, that is Salesforce One. You can also upload a file, view, download, and delete through an X-Files Pro application. You can upload unlimited files. Is it a PDF, document, or any type of files you can upload? Harish, do you want to ask any of the questions to the audience?
Sure, I think we just like to have a quick poll for you guys. We'll just give you a few seconds for this, 15 seconds for this poll. Just launch this poll. Great, thank you so much. I think I'll give another 2 seconds more for our audiences to answer. Great. So I'm just closing the poll now. I'm going to share the results. Yes, FTP, network drive, and SMB. You can choose any of your on-premise solution, and this is one of the key thing which a lot of customers love to use, extend their on-premise solution using the X-Files Pro system. So thanks for the poll. So. All right. So over to you.
Thank you for answering all those questions. So I would like to make this more interesting by talking about one of our customer use case that is AGF Access Group. So they are being the pioneers in construction industry, and they are based in Canada. So they are someone who uses Salesforce extensively. They have been dealt with a lot of files and attachments. By looking at the recurring file storage cost and also increasing number of files, X-Files Pro was the right solution for them to migrate the files from the primary storage to the Google Drive. So in addition to this, they also have a requirement that all those users in their org should be able to access in the mobile application. So they were being amazed to see how seamlessly it is being supported on the mobile device. So we have a lot of customers who are using the Google Drive as a external storage. So as you know, the Google Drive gives a lot of features like creating a document, spreadsheet, or folders. Through Xfiles Pro also, you can create a document spreadsheet and a folders and having them created in your own Salesforce org and also having them accessed in the Google Drive. So when I said Google Drive, how could I miss the team drive? Yes, Xfiles Pro supports the team drive as well. So where only the team members can view, share, and upload the files, and they can have it access them in the Salesforce org. This is one of the case study for the Google Drive. We have it. So I also have another case study. So that is from the financial background. That is for Omni Financial. So they had more than a 500,000 of files in their Salesforce system, and they had about additional file storage from the Salesforce. But later they realized that it is costing them huge amount, so they decided to move the files to the AWS. So, and one-stop solution they found it was Xfiles Pro. So which not only moved all the files to the AWS, it also got linked to the Salesforce org and having it in a structured manner. So it just not only migrating the AWS, the way the files organized in the AWS and having a folder structure with the parent-child relationship, we can all also customize in Xfiles Pro. So we have a couple of customers who has the similar type of requirement. We also have a requirement of asking email to case feature, like when somebody emails to them with an attachment, it should create a case, and all those attachments should move to the AWS automatically, and but still having them viewed in org. So that's how it helps most of the customer, and Express Pro does it. So these are some of the customers' case studies we picked up. So, and I believe that you can also relate with your requirement. Now, I would like to hand over this to the Mr. Harish, and he'll be driving through some of the additional features of Xfiles Pro.
Thank you, Rachna. So I hope you got some glimpse, I think, of how the challenges where the customer faced and how we're able to address through the file storage system. The key thing that take away from this is all these customers, when we're trying to interact with them, they wanted everything that happens within the Salesforce. And that's what we're trying to bring. We're getting the feedback from the customers to see that how we can have an external storage system and not be able to uh, their users should not be able to have any challenges. They should still use the Salesforce ecosystem in such a way that it is same seamless. They're still using the accounts, they're still using the contacts, they're using the cases, they're going to upload the file from the Salesforce. They don't want any challenges in this ecosystem, but in the backend it's all happening in a perspective that these files are all kept in a location which is away from the Salesforce but still able to get it accessed, right? It's the same thing. So having said that, there are a few of the key features will I just like to highlight. One of the key features we talk about the export utility, and this is sometimes the happens more in the initial stage where a customer having already used up their file storage, and they when they're trying to check for the storage system, when they reach out to us, the first thing they want is how we can move the entire files from the Salesforce ecosystem to this external storage, and how they can happen seamlessly without impacting any of this records, any of this data that you have, and their entire connectivity of those files and stuff like that. So our export utility is designed in such a way that we're able to pull all these files and move it to the external storage system without impacting any of the data, any of the relationship between these files and everything. So to give them the feeling that okay, from the day one we're able to reduce the file storage percentage from the Salesforce and able to move it to the separate ecosystem. So that's the export utility that we do. Also, we have an import utility wherein some of the customers are currently keeping certain files in a separate system, and they wanted to have this linked back to the Salesforce. And rather than just bringing back to the Salesforce, we're able to connect it this particular system to the Salesforce so that they can start talking with those files. So those are the key. These are the two important key things which customers want to start off with. Then the other one is the customized folder hierarchy. This has been even today with a lot of customers on board. Every customer's need has been different in terms of folder. They want to have in the backend kept in a certain way. Sometimes customers want account, and then under that account you need to have opportunity. Under that opportunity they want to handle multiple customers, and then within that customer they want to have file. In certain scenario they want everything under one folder hierarchy. So it all depends on the customer requirement, and our we can customize in such a way that when you are accessing back to the file storage system, you're able to make a sense out of it. You can figure it out if for this particular customer what is the document that has been sent. You don't have to come back to Salesforce. You can directly check out from there. That's the beauty of this application, to make sure that it is being properly aligned and kept it in a structured way. The number three, which people just love the customers, is the bidirectional sync. And this happens mostly on the Google Drive, wherein customers wanted to have access given to certain other partners whom they wanted to send the code or something for this particular specific opportunity, and they don't want to give the access of Salesforce. They're able to put those files within that particular system, and then any sales agent, when they come back to the Salesforce and they're able to see that particular opportunity, they're able to view those data which was uploaded directly in those storage system. That's the beauty. You don't have to come back to Salesforce and upload it. You're able to really do a sync of the files between these two places, so that you're able to view those files which was uploaded in the specific directory. So this is related to the bidirectional one. um, there are a lot of more features which is there in terms of aligning with how it can be more seamless to the customers. In terms of business benefit, we'll just talk about two three, which is the primary one, which you always talk about, is the file storage cost. You want to make sure that the storage cost is never a concern to the customers, and it doesn't come as a challenge for them. Number two is we want to give a user experience which is unaffected, which means their sales team, their customers, their users never have a challenge where they need to upload somewhere else. They want to map it out. No, we don't want to. We want to give them the same experience, whether they are using customer portal or communities or the Salesforce license by itself. We want to give that seamless experience to them. And the final one will be our touch base is the limit. We talk about limit. If you're using on-premise solution, which is your own system, there is no limit. The storage is your limit. We are extended it in such a way that it's not attached to one storage system. It is given a leverage where customer can choose their external system and able to have the no challenges of file size limitation, the volume, or the upload limitation. So these three are the key things I take away from as a perspective on the storage. And as a product alignment, which since it's a Salesforce application as App Exchange app, when you download it, it currently supports Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Community Cloud, the Salesforce platform, any new application that you're building on the top of it. It supports everything, each and every aspect of the file storage, and it also aligns with any of the system that you have. So that's a complete overview, or in a nutshell, on Xfiles Pro. uh, if you ask about how our customer presence has been in the last couple of years, we'll see that it has been predominantly we have across the globe. North America, South America, we have covered Australia, the Europe, and all the places we have been there. Since the product itself is not a specific solution based catering to one industry, it's a industry agnostic solution. So we have a customer across different industry, from banking, insurance, manufacturing, education, and legal, real estate, all the areas that we have. So this is the range of customers that we have, and we see that we're able to cater to all this industry in terms of current challenges which they have, what businesses problems which they have, at least on the specific related to the file storage. Some of the resources that we have is you can directly go to the App Exchange. You can have a trial on it. You can also visit our website where all the information is there. We have talk about the case studies. We have data sheets that we have, FAQs of a lot of customers that you can go through it, and then you can also reach out directly to us. And we will be more than happy to align with you to understand what is the storage need. Even we are more aligned to understand from the customer what specific storage you are looking. Some of the listed, which is predominant storages we support, but we also support multiple options. So those are the things we continuously receive from the customer. We get those feedback and try to incorporate as a product. Having said that, I will be opening the forum for questions now. I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. And just to mention, at the end of the session, I'll be sharing you this presentation. I'm going to share you uh, the decks that I have, and please do reach out to us. I will be more than happy to connect as well. So let me just start with the chat, and please do send me any questions that you have related to anything on the file storage that you have. In the next sessions that we're going to cover is more specific to different storages that we want to address. That will be in the next session. So do you have any questions for me? I'm all open in the chat. All right. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate your time, valuable time to join this webinar. Thanks again, and have a great day.
Thank you.